Ooh, your sentence, sweet as honey. Guess what? So was my money. I'm glad that they got you, but how I get my cash? Hey, bring me all my coin. Hey, they about to give you a whole lot of years. Good morning, people. How y'all doing? I guess this story is breaking. It broke it an hour or so ago. I don't see anybody in chat. Hold on, let me check. Live chat. There you go. Hi, Miss Sherry. Well, Miss Sherry, we've been writing this story for 2 full years. So there's no way we could not speak on the climax of this story or how it ended up. Pam Intellect and Really BTV were in the courtroom when this man was sentenced. They gave him 9 years. Are they in federal court? Anybody can tell me real quick? Because the Fed is the one that came after him, right? So I assume that's a federal crime they did. It's actually larceny, but he was charged in federal court. That would mean he's going to do somewhere between 85 and 90% of his time. So he'll be back on the street in about 8 years. Howdy, Peter Gross. Mm-hmm. Blessed, book, and busy. All right, honey. Got career woman. Uh-huh. Hi, Sheriff Burnett. Yeah, they're reporting that they just walked out of the courtroom. Pam Intellect and Really BTV were standing there in front of the courtroom with Miss Pauline. Now, Miss Pauline, of course, this is her case. She's the one that actually brought the case against him. Pauline Anderson was with them and her son. Her son is the one that Whitehead tricked into telling him all his mama's business, correct? And he goes and rips her off. So he got 9 years. It was 9 federal years. If it was, I don't think this has ever been a state crime though, because the Fed are the ones that came after him. So he can count on that. But what confused me was because they said that he got 9 years and 3 years probation when he got out. I said, well, the Fed don't have they don't have parole. So I guess they can still sentence you. Yes, it was federal court. Okay, so they can still sentence you to probation after you get out. But they don't have a parole system like the state has a parole system. You get out, you got a 3-year tail. You got it automatically, right? So 9 years and 3 years probation after that. So he don't get out and just do it again like he did this time. I mean, of course, we shouldn't be taking pleasure in people's arrests or whatever, because he's a black man and all that stuff. But that woman is a black woman and worked her whole entire life and was able to save $90,000. That's more. That's better than most of us can do. And they're handed over to some shyster who won't even give her the agreed upon $100 a month, made one payment, and just made a mockery out of the whole court system, the whole YouTube system. Just, I mean, he just stepped all over everybody. And the way he was flashing it in people's face, throwing people out of churches. This is a bad person. This is a bad dude, right? He is so bad that he didn't even realize how bad he is. He would probably be considered a sociopath. He's not capable of giving the shit, right? So my concern is not with him now. We know he got 9 years. He's going to do at least 7.5, 8 years if he's on his best behavior. Many times you go to prison, though, you don't know what behavior. He likes to be a tough guy, right? And he likes to threaten people to fight them all the time or whatever. So one of those fights in the Fed could just round that off to 100%. Correct? So he's gone. My concern would be now, what about the lady, the woman who handed over $90,000? How does she get her money? When they liquidate all of his assets, does the Fed then go and write the victim a check for the entire amount? My understanding, the victim generally only gets pennies on the dollar because they're split it up between all of his victims. But since she's the primary person, I would hope that they would make her whole. I doubt it. Usually, she's a victim. She's a victim. And since the dude is in prison, can't produce any money, he's going to be making 35 cents an hour. right? So is she just out all her money? She's a lovely lady. We called her old woman, but she's real jazzy. With purple hair and everything. She was so happy. She was brought to tears even in the moment that we saw her. Correct. So yeah, that's satisfying. But at the same time, she still needs her money, right? Can they assign over at least a Rolls Royce or something to her so she can sell it and get her money back? I don't know. More than likely, nothing he has is actually paid for, though, right? So it's just gonna be a bunch of debts. No, his wife was not in the audience. Okay, they sentenced him quick. Well, this thing has been going on for 2 years, right? He's been in the courts for was it last 6 months? They even let him out on bail, and he messed that up and got remanded back to court, back to jail. And now it's done. There's no more discussion. It's over with. Unfortunately, all he wanted was attention, apparently, since he was always walking around looking like Reverend Ike or somebody. But he's not even going to be able to enjoy the pleasure, the fruits of his labor, because he's in prison. He's in lockup, honey. He's in the reception center. He ain't seeing all this. He might see it next year when he gets to a cell and gets a TV in his room if somebody's kind enough to send him one. But as far as all the publicity he gonna get, he ain't gonna see it. So we're hoping he enjoyed himself pretending to be a bishop, getting out and playing bishop and all that kind of stuff. And after it'll probably be 6 months or so, it's gonna really hit him how dumb he was, how stupid he was. Correct. He made no effort at all to, because if she would accept $100 a month, right, means she was gullible. He just denied. Oh, that was a donation. You donated that, right? He's an arrogant asshole. So I don't have no feelings for Whitehead, and I'm hoping somehow or other this woman will get her money. But like those people in Bernie Madoff case, when Bernie burned all them people for billions of dollars, they didn't get any money back. He broke a lot of those people, and they stayed broke. What y'all think? I just seen it. You seen it? Yeah, the girls came on for a little 10 minutes, the 10-minute video. They left the court and they're on their way to the airport. So they'll do commentary about this thing later on. They both do good commentary. I think Pam Imlek is going to have it in detail in case you guys are interested. Through those kind of cases, we can learn something about the law. And so when we have discussions in the future, we will know a lot because we've talked about a lot, you know. What's your opinion on the draft being resurrected recently by the House of Representatives? The draft to the service? Oh, I have a very negative opinion about it. I hate war. I can't even watch a war movie, a war theme movie. Yeah, to think, because when you talk about these wars and all these people dying and so forth, most of those are teenagers or people in their early 20s. For what? We won. No, so I don't have an opinion on that. It'd be hard for me to even watch anything concerning drafting people and all of the stuff going on in the Middle East. It's very hard for me to pay attention to that. It's too depressing. Particularly when they show you all the cities that they blow up and all the kids that are homeless and hungry, and it's just a mess. So no, I hadn't heard that. Thanks for bringing it here. Commentary by Joyce. I'm sure a lot of people are not even aware of it. My understanding is that the court ordered full restitution. Where you gonna get it from, though, Miss Bees? My understanding is that the court ordered full restitution to Miss Anderson. Yeah, but I just don't know how they would get the money, though. He can have restitution the rest of his life. He ain't gonna get no money. He get 35 cents an hour. So when they confiscate all this bullshit he bought, those are all expenditures. That Rolls Royce is going back to the dealership because they had to sue him for payments. Whatever other cars he got, none of that stuff is paid for, right? Most of it has been worked in some kind of scam. They probably investigate that. But he don't own the house. He ain't got no equity in the house. He was being foreclosed on both properties. That big property he had out there, a big apartment complex, that was in foreclosure. So I don't know where they get the money from. She did seem very happy. I'm hoping she does get the money. Now, these days, they could crowdfund the money. People say, well, ain't nobody gonna crowdfund $90,000. Yeah, you'll be amazed at the power of the internet. They have to organize that kind of thing because people will come in there pretending to be her or her son and stuff like that, right? But yeah, they could crowdfund it. I donate to it if they set it up properly, so we know the money's going to her. She could get the community could come together and pay her. We can all do 40, 50 bucks. But I just don't know what she gonna get out of Whitehead. Maybe he got one or two pieces of jewelry, one or two things that were real. But how much is the used jewelry gonna sell for? You know. Then you got to take all the court costs out of it. Have I been watching Walter Lee's videos lately? I'll peek in on Walter. I watch Walter. You have to put a T in there for Walter, not Waller. Waller Lee. Sometimes his rants are funny. I haven't watched it lately. No, he likes to cover a lot of murder. Like I said, with this violent stuff, a lot of murders, a lot of people murdering around, not only Atlanta, but in the Black community. But as a rule, no, I don't watch too often. Sometimes he gets on a roll. I did enjoy him when he did that house watching that process. I thought he did a good job. I can give him kudos where it's deserved. That was kind of interesting to me. She can file a civil suit against him for a judgment and then go after his wife. Oh, does the wife claim him, or is she the actual wife? Are they on paper? Right? Because I'm sure she'd like to have a few dollars to live on too. Hold on a minute. I'm expecting this call. Okay. A civil suit against a man in prison for the next 9 years who has no real assets. So I guess that means that now these people can get their church back. This apartment building can finally close and go at auction. And maybe they can try to rebuild that thing. It was huge. Remember, he didn't even have steps. People walk to the emergency exit and just fall out on the ground. Right? So I don't think he has any assets, but who knows? Going through a civil suit with him another couple of years. I don't know. She seemed happy. The son is sharp too. The people are not stupid people. It's just that they fell for a con man. Mm-hmm. Pam Intellect's gonna have the detail on all this stuff tonight. She said, "Why do people bother me? I'm trying to get a call from his doctor, honey. Come on." Somebody's typing. Oh, somebody's typing. Okay. I can't answer no typing right now. Hi, Sandra. Sandra, Natasha, Natasha, Craft and Sewing Studio. You ever been waiting a long time for this one? Whitehead has nothing to. He had negative $80 in his account. Negative $80. Child, he went to that. Remember when he went to that bank, stole all it, claimed he got all these millions of dollars in assets, and the damn account didn't even have $10 in it. You could have at least put a couple $1,000s in the bank. You ripped him off for millions, honey. A couple of thousand. No, he just takes it right in your face, and then want to lay God's name across it. Let's get G to hang. Let's get G to hang. He's sick. That boy's mentally ill. But being mentally ill is not an excuse for the kind of crime that he committed. Now, we're lucky nobody got physically hurt. He was constantly threatening people. You're going to do something to him. We don't know what happened to the white guy. Did he get it in some other kind of case that he had? But he's the one that I think that got the Fed involved. Did you ever go to Atlanta to meet? No, I ain't gonna go meet Walter Lee. That big ass nigga. I have to shoot him, honey. You can't fight nothing like that, child. I ain't had no problem with Walter Lee in 7 years, child. My problem with Walter Lee Hampton was his view on HIV. He used to make that his primary issue, his attack on people with HIV, like we were some kind of subhumans. That was my issue with him. He did expose me to YouTube, however. So we have to thank Walter Lee Hampton, because my first 10 videos, which are still up, were about him and his case, him exposing some guy he was dating. But I ain't really messed with him since then. A couple of times over the last 7 years. One time I only got one strike in my whole life on YouTube, and that was from Walter Lee Hampton, because I played a tape about him getting that cut across his face, where he gave us a story, and at some point in his commentary, it came out that it was something totally different. But that's about it with him. State pays the victim. Wait a minute. The state pays the victim? When did that happen? I ain't never heard that before. I've never heard of that one, honey. Oh, maybe what they confiscate, what they are able to. I mean, he had hundreds of suits, these goddamn clown suits, right? Hundreds of pairs of shoes. When he showed us his prayer closet, he showed hundreds of suits, hundreds of shoes still in the boxes, hundreds of jewelry cases still in the boxes. All this shit he bought because he didn't work for the money. So she wrote him a check for $90,000, and he on that same day went shopping. And he was just packing shit in there and packing shit in there and packing shit in there, right? So he's not famous enough. He's not like Elvis or something. So he wouldn't, those things wouldn't go for anything on eBay. These are mostly going to come into the hands of street people, because nobody else is going to wear no shit like that. Girl, I know this ain't no really that. I know this bald head nigga Jay Wilson is not in my chat. Let's just example it. This is probably somebody playing. Pastor Jay Wilson said, continue to talk about subjects he knows nothing about. That sounds like you, Goonies. Goonies, come out wherever you are. What the fuck you mean I don't know anything about it? I've been tortured with this bullshit for 2 goddamn years. Why should we know about this food business? He's the one out here that romanced the whole goddamn internet to talk about his ass. He's the one that appeared on CNN, NBC, MSNBC, right? And you say, I don't know anything about. Why would I not know anything about it? I certainly know plenty about the goddamn prison system, since I spent a good part of my youth in the goddamn thing. So what are you saying? You sound like Dr. J. Wilson. I know that nigga ain't got enough balls to come over here fucking with me. So it's got to be Goonies again. Goonies, didn't they just fire your ass yesterday? Oh, that was the day before yesterday. Okay. So we ain't seen you in 2 days, and all of a sudden Jay Wilson is in my chat. Would you please stop playing? If Timothy can be civil, then he won't have no problems, honey. Uh-oh. It looks like you fell up under the gun of the moderators again. Goonies, that was you, honey. Baby, I know Jay Wilson don't want no 20 more videos made in one day, honey. They are going to do a GoFundMe for her. Yeah, I've seen people raise a whole lot of money in GoFundMe. I mean, 90,000 may seem like a lot of money, but not, $5. The story was been so well circulated that they could raise that kind of money if they chose to. I mean, if they organize it and do it right. Yeah, they're nice looking folks. He was looking sharp too, the son and the mama. Mama was jazzy. They're Jamaican. Just I told you he come back in some other name, child. He'll find another one. That's too obvious, Justin. That does not speak well to your intelligence, bruh. It's not. Sissy Wilson is the troll. Wait a minute. Not sure, Alfreda, but it's not Sissy Wilson. It's a troll. No, it's definitely. Jay Wilson ain't got the balls to come over here. He know I'd just be sitting here waiting on his ass. Hi, Elaine, moderator. Alfreda Gross. Sissy Wilson. What's going on, St. James? They should have let him stay a while. Stay a while. They should have let him stay a while. What's that mean, St. James? Stay a while, or let him talk? He gonna talk about his father was killed. Even if it was your father, Whitehead. You said you were 6 months old. You don't even know nothing about this man. You don't even know. You never met him, and yet you were talking about him for the next 40 years. And the people, everybody in the family said that's not our brother, unless he snuck across the street and did something with his mama. That ain't none of ours. And so the proof was in when the daughter said, "Okay, well, would you be willing to take a DNA test?" No, he wouldn't take the DNA. Why would you not take the DNA test? It makes no sense at all. If you are this man's father, who you've made a celebrity because he was murdered, you just attached to somebody in the neighborhood, Whitehead. So now I'm sure you can go in jail and be a jailhouse preacher. They got plenty of them in there. You'll be able to preach to 2 or 3 people. They ain't gonna let you get. They don't let you get too much more crowded than that, because it could be turned to violence, right? So you let you can have your little group, your Bible study in 3 people, 4 people, and you can go back to pretending that you're a bishop. I'm sure he's going by the name Bishop in the prison, correct? And he can live in his little fantasy world and dream about all the things he had. But the reality is, you didn't have those things for a minute, right? This whole Pauline thing, this was 2 years. You were able to rip these people off and spend their money, pretend to be a real estate executive, but every real estate transaction you had was some kind of scam. Nobody ever saw any money, right? You get them, and then you immediately go into foreclosures, right? I had a friend of mine who was a scam artist back in Hollywood. He used to tell me how you can tie up somebody's property. You can tie up their I said, well, I'm not interested in tying up nobody's property, bro. These are your dreams and fantasies. And that's with no money. Or just pay an earnest deposit. St. James, you know about all that real estate stuff. They put up a couple $1,000, and then the people can't get them out of the house. Mm-hmm. Moderators on point. Get that ass. We tried to be kind to your ass, Goonies. He doesn't really care about his kids. He is thousands and thousands behind in child support. Lord have mercy. You buying Rolls Royces and you can't even pay your child support, nor your mortgage, nor I don't think you pay for anything. That's the mind of a con man. The point is not to pay for anything and then spend the money so foolishly. Why would you need a $5,000 suit if even one of those things was real? He might have, when he got the money, he went crazy, right? So I'm sure he walked into the stores, the Louis Vuitton stores and all this shit, and he bought all this shit, right? Then he saw, well, I can duplicate these suits, right? I can go down there to Miss Kim, right, with the bolt, buy a bolt of fabric and just make me about 7 suits in this fabric, 8 suits in that fabric, whatever, and they can simply copy the suits. Right, this whole scam with the designer name, that's a scam, because look, a purse, I don't give a fuck how much leather they use in it, how much metal they use in it. It's not worth no $30,000 and $40,000, right? When you can go get a knockoff for $100 and looks the same, you got to get all up in there and see if it's, oh no, that label ain't right, and whatever. I think that's what he did. Because why would you have all the same suits, Sonny? All Gucci, 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 Gucci shoes, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci bracelet, Gucci shirt with a Gucci tie and all its Gucci hat. Damn, nigga. Tone it down. You could have been under the radar. And I'm saying it for the, I don't know, 100th time. All you had to do when the shit started going south was pay that woman her goddamn money. He made no effort at all. No effort. You could have came to that woman. You could have hustled up 10,000 from somewhere. Okay, here's the first payment. I guarantee the next payment, and then just got your way out of it and kept the woman quiet. Then you trying to get the whole black community to turn on this Belmonte character because you go over here trying to strong arm him for his damn money, and you daring him to call the police. You a snitch. You a snitch. So you both just come and just take my shit. Threaten to hurt me. Rep 6 years, same time he did before. So he was sentenced to 9. I don't think you're getting no 30% off though in the federal prison. I never heard of that. Now I didn't have that wasn't my kind of crime. I did state crimes, just selling drugs. State. If I had crossed over into another state, then that would have been a federal crime, right? So I don't have any experience with the feds, but I have plenty of experience with criminals. And from what I remember, when they got federal time, they got easier time for one thing. It's easier in a federal prison because they have a lot of financial type criminals there. But they did pretty much all their time, at least 85 to 90%, with no parole. Hi, Nicole Reloaded, faithful moderator. Child Wilson ain't coming nowhere near this channel. I'm the last face you want to see, honey. He's scared to say my name. Say my name. Say my name. Every time he does, I take it like a creasy hammer. Bam, bitch. Get your head back in the corner. Who told you to come out? Oh, I did see Tracy going after Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson and who else? It's some woman named Tia. I saw she was banging them around, honey. Said me on hit him in their forehead with a hammer. I don't know. So y'all see the latest story here, and not in this sector, but in on YouTube around the entertainment people is about a TGIF. So a lot of people are starting to speculate. It doesn't take much to get a story speculating that that show will not be back. We will find out tonight. I don't think that they will move that nearly that quickly just because they have a spat on YouTube. I mean, they have a spat on their show, whatever, caused by, they say Armand Wiggins, he read, but basically, how long did he talk? 2 minutes? So I don't think it's going to like that, but it is revealing there are problems. There's flies in the soup, baby. And now they all seem to be turning on each other, right? They're uncovered. And a lot of people believe, and I tend to believe myself, that Claudia fed Armand this roast of his, right? Because Armand would not have known about him the way Al manipulates the producers and talking behind their back or trying to crash the show. He probably got that from Claudia. So all three of them are going at it. We'll just have to see. They'll keep all. Wait a minute, who can keep all? He needs therapy. That time is a therapy, baby. That time of therapy, your ass. You go sit down. It didn't affect him last time, though. He got out immediately, still talking about how, I was let go because I was wrongly accused. He kept that same old energy, honey. Same old energy, went right back to scamming, right back to all of the crimes, being a criminal, and all this flashy shit. I mean, that's pretty bad when you're trying to run a scam with somebody. The woman writes the check for $90,000. You immediately go out and spend it. I mean, it's not even an effort to be a legitimate person, correct? And I guess where they at in Brooklyn, child, 90,000 don't buy that much. So he knew it was a scam from the beginning. Dior is being investigated for selling bags for $5,000 that cost $57 to make. Let me say that again. Dior is being investigated for selling bags for $5K that cost $57 to make. Yeah, they own in them. What do you call those things where they have the little kids making all the clothes in these foreign countries? And it only costs $57. How much does a piece of leather cost? You know what I mean? I don't give a damn about the quality of it. You ain't got but that much of it. So it's always been. I mean, the designer labels is always a scam. I know the designer labels are very popular with African Americans right now. You know, fashion goes, here it comes and goes. We have it in California. We don't do all these labels like him, though. Starting at the head all the way to the bottom and all these suits and all this shit. But it's always been a scam. I remember DR jeans back, Sassoon. Y'all remember Sassoon jeans back in the 70s? And all of a sudden, everybody had to have Sassoon jeans. You could buy Levi's for back then $30, but you get the Sassooni's over $100. So they got their name on it. Same stuff. It's just fabric, honey. Gucci orange jumpsuit for prison. They could throw him something together. Gucci orange jumpsuit for prison. He can get his people to send him some designer shoes. You see, in the pen, you can order. They can send you shoes. They can send you one watch. What else can they send you? Most of these canned goods. So he ain't gonna be able to tear it up in prison. Y'all gotta wear the same shit, except for his shoes. There's some of them get into the shoes too, you know, like these kids do on the street, honey. He could spend about, well, when I was in there, it was $130 a month. That's all you could spend. So now maybe it's $200 or $300 a month. That's all he needs. They'd probably confiscate that. From what I recall, they would, if you had restitution, take your little money from your job, even though you ain't making nothing but $30 a month. They take $20 out of that just as punishment. 85% of your time for good behavior. Okay. So if you're not good, then you get the 100. Yeah, I don't think you get anything less than 85% though in the Fed. They have a different system. Right. State, they got you for 3 years after you leave. Correct. So maybe that's why they can give you halftime. He's got to feel like a damn fool though. Going right, because when you get back to someplace, it's almost like going back to your hometown. After you're there for a few days, it's like you never left, even though you've been gone for 30 years. You know, it all comes back to you. So it's all coming back to him. Here I am again. I had my little, how long was he out? 5 years? Whatever. He became famous 2 years ago because he got robbed. And he was able to pretend to be a bishop. I have yet to hear that boy ever preach anything. I have yet, until Jamal Bryant came along, even saw another minister or pastor willing to acknowledge him. They wanted nothing to do with him. And he couldn't preach. Just get you the hang. They get you the hang. All this for foolishness, child. So you don't even respect God. Can you be a believer and not have no respect at all for the spirit realm? Maybe if you were more spiritual, God would have gave you the answers about how to get out of yet another of your messes. I mean, $90,000, you couldn't come up with that. You're supposed to be a multimillionaire, as you said. Damn, how much is a Rolls Royce? One Rolls Royce, that's like $150,000, right? You got 3, 4 of them, 3 Maseratis and all this kind of shit, child. He said he always liked cars. I always had cars. I always had. Okay, and look what it got you. Oh, baby. And look at what it done for you. It broke your heart, baby. It's like, I mean, the fact, I don't know. He's from New York City. You would think he wouldn't be so country. Y'all remember how the pimps used to do that? You know, they had to have the bright purple Cadillac, Eldorado with gold front, gold rims, big gold lights. They got to have leopard skin interiors. This is just a newer version of the same thing, child. All this flashy. When you get out of the car, you look like y'all all lit up, child. And look there, this one bought me that. Look, I got 20 hoes and all that old bullshit, right? And so flashy, yet you want to, yet you don't understand why you keep getting arrested. They're arresting you because how could they avoid you? Y'all watched American Gangster? Them people wasn't even paying no attention to where all that drug was coming from until Frank Lucas showed up at a fight in a full-length mink coat with a matching mink hat. And that's what brought the attention on him. And after they got on that ass, that was it. They couldn't let it go. They wouldn't let it go. After that, Frank Lucas learned his lesson, honey. His nephew, one of his nephews came to the house. He had on all this flashy shit, fur coat, mink coat, diamond rings, and all that kind of stuff, right? And he said, I will beat your ass. Take it off, take it off, take it off. Is Goodfellas. Remember the guy they went out and robbed the goddamn biggest robbery in Jersey history. Dude come in, he done bought him a new Cadillac. His wife come in with the fur coat on and all that. Take it off, take it off, take it off. You're supposed to blend into the background, honey, when you're a scammer. The last thing you want to do is draw attention onto yourself, but they can't help it. These people was born in poverty, and for them, you know, flashy alligator shoes is success. He will do it again. He has no remorse. Never showed any remorse. Today he went on, he was talking about, he let him talk for a minute. He talking about his father was killed. I was a black man with no father. But bitch, welcome to the club, nigga. Like it's breaking news because you ain't had no father. Shit. Sucks to be him. I wonder if Lamar ate government. Ooh, he got to eat that stuff again. But actually, when they're in jail, like it has been for the last couple months, they can't wait to get to prison, right? Because the prison food is so much better than the state or the city food, right? The city, they just got this fucking goulash they put on your goddamn plate. You can't call it, they call it mystery meat. You can't even tell what it is. They got to just feed all these people. But when you get to prison, then you actually have cafeteria and people working around the clock. So the food in prison is actually good. If you'll notice, if you have relatives that get out of prison, they usually get out fat. He said, I just give me my cell. Just give me my cell. And now I understand that the federal prison is much different. They have tennis courts in federal prison. You can go and play tennis. You can go and play games, and you can do stuff in there. Create art. He's going to be trying to be a bishop, pastor in there. Basically, all you can do in the church is probably, carry the pastor's water and stuff like that. Or you can work in the office, but you ain't going to get up in front of the congregation. People had little prayer groups they put together. People listen to him. He's a con man, but he's in there with a lot of other con men. They see through the bullshit, right? We should have had him take a lot of pictures so you can relive it in your cell, bro. Well, Alfreda Gross, plus you can buy you some soups, honey. Soups is the currency in there. When you go to the store, you get your two big cases of soups, at least in the state. And then your family will send you stuff. They'll send you oysters, cans of chicken, all that stuff. But basically, you're going to make that, put it in a bag, and make that into a spread, what they call. But it all starts with 25-cent soup. Correct. And then if you have any money in there, anybody give a shit about you, they send you money. You will you can buy stolen food from the chow hall. The people who work in the chow hall, they have a side hustle. They might sell some chicken, sell some turkey. What they got in there today, And the lifers take pride in not ever going to the chow hall. They make all there. They become the chef in their cell, but they buy all the hot food from the cafeteria, and whatever their family will send them. Some people still got family out there. A lot of them in that situation have already burned through their family, though. After the first couple of years, people forget about you. He will get no props in stealing a sick woman's money. He will find out. He will get no props in prison for stealing a sick woman's money. They don't give a fuck. They're criminals too, though. He gonna get no props for being stupid. He said, damn, we've been seeing you on the news, bro. Because most people in there have been in there for any amount of time. They have a television, so they can see the news. And from what I hear now, they can even be online in some kind of way. Suge Knight's always making posts from prison. So I don't know how much they can see what's going on, but he made the news. So yeah, he can go in there and pretend to be a big shot for a couple you know, couple of months. The gangsters gonna try to find out if you got any money left. You got anything out there, nigga? That's how they do. If you sitting there threatening your life, you gotta get your family to send us this and send us that and all that. But I really don't think Whitehead's gonna have anything on the outside. I don't see it. He didn't try to sue everybody. So I guess King Jives and him can relax about giving him the $100 million they owe him. He was suing for 50 million over there, 100 million over there, just throwing away money, stupid money on lawyers to file all this bullshit, right? And he ended up with not a dollar. You're gonna lose anyway, but oh, y'all remember Alfreda Rose? You remember them purple mink coats? It'd be 90 degrees. That was funny. Andrew Caldwell, when he did that little show, he's supposed to be on that little Zeus chat show, and they were in the desert filming. On the first day of filming, he showed up in a full-length mink coat. In the desert, honey. The desert gets to be 100 degrees. Pay the cost to be the boss. I pay the cost to be the boss. Look at me. Know what you see? You see a bad mother. Willie Dynamite. Goldie from the Mac. I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. I'm that nigga in the alley. I'm your doctor when you need. Oh, want some coke? Have some weed. You know me. I'm your friend. Your main boy. Thick and thin. I'm your pusher, man. Dun. I'm your pusher. Child, my connection wouldn't even allow me to ride a bicycle on the sidewalk. They said, "What are you doing with that guy there? You know that bicycle is cost $2,000. The moment the police see you, they pull your ass over, right? So I couldn't even ride an expensive bicycle. You got to be humble, honey. Humble. Go get you a 3-speed kickback. He preferred when you use cabs. Just taxi around. He got no supporters. 18 so-called character letters right from his family. And no one was in court to support him. No family, no church members, no wife, no kids. Wasn't nobody in there, huh, Erica? You would think it's the last time they're going to see his ass. You would think they would come and say, show him some support. That girl, Pam, said the courtroom was full, over 400 people. But he's been stringing us along all this time. I mean, shit, you begging for attention. Now you got it, right? I wonder if this is a problem. Let's see. I got to see that. It probably is. That chiropractor again this week. So they always tell you to sit up straight, keep your head back, right? So maybe this chair will do that. Maybe that's what's causing some problem. Anyway, the next a little better. I'm going to see this chiropractor again in a couple of days. Let me see. Pay for lawyers with stolen money. And Fendi down to the socks. Help our people, Jesus. Jesus wept. They're born in iniquity. What was they? Shaped in iniquity. Born of dirt, shaped in iniquity. They're so they're so sinful that God say, no, I'm not doing this. No, not for generations. I'm giving you dominion. Take it. See what you do with it. You don't underestimate Whitehead's need to stunt. He's gonna try to do something from prison, right? Because in his mind, he's famous. He's a well-known bishop, right? He has congregants. Although we could never see any of the congregants, even when you were beating down, choking out women in your church, when they ran the camera as you choking this woman out of church, it didn't run past more than 11, 12 people. And this is at the height of your success. And so if you were so dedicated to God and building your church, first of all, you got them in the goddamn event place. And secondly, why did you abandon them so easily? Right? You say, oh no, I just go online. I'm famous. I'm famous. Mm. Okay. You pray he meets up with someone in there who really knows the Lord, who will help him genuinely correct his theology. You can. There's a lot of jailhouse preaching. I have one that helped me a lot, you know. It's not like you have a lot of other stuff to do in there, honey. But yeah, he can memorize the whole Bible. That's probably where he got most of his education at. You know, well, what does that really have to do with anything? Because you know the Bible, you know the words that are written in the Bible. And you're out here, obviously, you don't give a fuck about it, child. Except that when you went to his Facebook page, he had all naked women on there. Mm-hmm. You have some serious artwork back there. You like my artwork? Mm-hmm. I got some cute pieces. I haven't been able to buy no artwork lately. Look at my artwork. These ones I'm proud of. You see? Wait a minute. See that naked man up there? There's my real artwork. Well, when you decorate a room, you decorate, generally speaking, coming into the room, right? So really, this is just leaving outside of the apartment. Most of it is on the window this way, where I have really some good statues and stuff. That was fun. Almost all those stores are closed down now. All of the a lot of the stuff came from thrift shops or consignment stores. They're all gone. I mean, literally all of them. So I don't even know where the hell to go shopping. I don't like buying that stuff like, oh, there's nowhere to put anything else anyway. But I don't like buying I mean, anything that I'm going to collect, like statues, artwork. Buying it online, you can't see it. Mm-mm. So we're kind of done with all that. His wife is probably dancing in the street. Right. You know, he was violent towards her. We saw how he handled that woman in his church. Right. Walk the woman out by her throat. Any man who would do that to some stranger would certainly do that at home. And now she ain't got to worry about him no more. If she's actually married to him, all she's gonna have to worry about is all these debts he done left. Is the lady, she's in ministry too, right? Talk, wait a minute. And Sandra, his wife tossed her baby hair wigs at him and said, good riddance. I heard she moved into a hotel right in the height of his fame. Fame. All his other court dates. He got more? At some point, it's just a waste of money to be pursuing this dude. If they ain't gonna give him no more time, you know, why should they invest all this time in convicting him? If they ain't gonna do nothing with it. It's like with Donald Trump. Look at how much millions of dollars they done wasted on paying prosecutors and judges and all this stuff, and they ain't gonna do nothing to him. Oh, we don't think he actually gonna go to jail. We don't think he actually. Well, what the fuck are you prosecuting him for then? If you ain't gonna do the damn thing to him, honey, it's waste. I do like the way the courts so aggressively coming after his ass. However, that's been good. They had to hold their peace until he got out of office. And it seems to me like everything he touches in the court system, I'm talking about Donald Trump, turns to shit. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. They need to start tracking and telling the people when these people pay their debts. Say I got a judgment for $1 billion, like this dude Alex Jones. Now he's got to liquidate his properties and all that stuff. He ain't gonna liquidate for no $1.5 billion, correct? But they need to show some of these people paying the actual judgments. I think. Tasha says she's making her payments, though. She's making her payment arrangements. Mm-hmm. More than likely, they can only take a certain percentage. And that's why she got a payment plan. They figure out how much she can afford to pay, and that's it. So she can still make money. Because she seems to be working overtime with these new shows that she's doing. I don't know what her shows are. She's a comedian. Is she building herself as a comedian? But some of these internet people do that. They have an audience, and if she had to hand all over to Cardi B, then she wouldn't be doing it. I don't think. She would just gave up. Just, I don't have any money. That was what she initially said. But they had to prove to her, honey, fat meat is indeed greasy. Mm-hmm. Same with YSL trial, waste of time and money. Now, who is YSL? Who is YSL? Who is that, K. Rich? Did Paul Mooney ever pick you up? Oh, you know about the Cadillac Seville. Oh. Jay Way, you live in LA? Yeah, he sure did. He used to come out late at night in that Cadillac Seville. I think it was gray. It's gray or blue, I forget. No, I wasn't his type. But we used to talk about him. We used to see him every night. Cruising the boulevard. He liked to cruise the boulevard on Hollywood Boulevard. Most of the cruising went on a street called Selma or Santa Monica Boulevard. I never saw him over there. No, I wasn't his type. He wanted him a trade, honey, a thug. That's right. House of the Princess, a young thug, honey. I needs me a man. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong. Street runner, you gotta stop running sometime. You need shelter, love shelter, let it be mine. Street runner. He like all that old foolishness. Yeah, I guess he kept it in the closet for a long time, but no, on the boulevard, he was never. We never thought him as being in the closet. There's a lot of stuff goes on in Hollywood that people that never make it onto the airways, honey. And it's not so big a deal anymore. I can name a few actors who are out there, but I mean I won't. But at that time, back in the 70s, it's still a pretty big deal. They're all in the closet. The apartment building, that honey apartment building scam it's been in foreclosure since he opened it up. Look at it here. Look at here. We're gonna fix the doors. Look at the construction going on. Yeah, for somebody else. From the bank is fixing it up so they can sell it, honey. Everything Whitehead owned was on his back. That's it. Bunch of flashy cars he couldn't afford. And they need to investigate and see how many of those loans were taken on other people's names, because that was his original scheme. His original crime was getting cars, vehicles in other people's names using their credit, right? Not making the payments, fucking up people's credit card through. Wait a minute, what do you call that? A identity thief is what he was. YSL Records and American record label based in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so it's a record company founded 2016 by rapper Young Thug. Oh, that's what you're talking about, Young Thug. Okay, the label is also known as Young Stoner Life Records. Okay, thank you, Nicole Reloaded. What's the latest with Diddy? Y'all know? We got to wait for just major things now with as far as he's concerned. But I doubt that they're going to just forget about it at this point. No Diddy? Okay. No Diddy news. Let me check my perimeter. See what else going on here, child. Any more breaking news? Y'all can go over there and see Tyrese Jackson. He's reporting on the Whitehead thing, among other things. Pam Intellect, she'll be on later tonight, she said. Y'all can get the details better. It's just a climax to a story. Okay. There's more of these people claiming that TGIF is being canceled. I don't think that's true. I think that Al Reynolds had that episode canceled, so people stop talking about it, stop humiliating him. But we'll see. Haven't heard anything about Diddy. Everyone is cutting ties with him. Yeah, I haven't followed for a while. Because after a while, it was just like every other day he was getting sued by somebody else. You know, I guess they're all trying to get that money for they know he's going down. He's going down. He won't be around, baby. His whole life upside down. Time on his hands. These people have certainly had some adventures in their lives. It's a shame to end up in a damn stupid ass jail cell with no money. A pimp named Booty and Sir John ran around in silver Sevilles back in the 70s looking. A pimp named Booty. Woo. Oh, it's Bobby. I'm sorry. I named the man Booty, 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 Booty. Booty, Booty, Booty. It's supposed to be on hiatus until July. Their show is coincidentally on hiatus the same day. We'll have to get a little bit more about that House Princess. It would be one hell of a coincidence, wouldn't it? The roast, the talk, next day they're on vacation. I've always thought it was strange that they called is Fox News is putting on the show. They own the damn thing, right? Fox. But Fox had Empire and Star and those TV shows as well. Correct? So I guess they it's just about the money for them. Maybe they don't even believe this half the shit they put on Fox News. That's just another a different show. Howard University took back his temporary degree. Well, yeah, those things are to humiliate. Did he had to give the damn? They took back his honorary degree, and he had to give back the city keys to the city. See, those things ain't worth nothing, but it's just the impact, the humiliation. Give it back to Mayor Adams. Well, yeah, the university probably don't want the kids to believe that this is an honorable man. If he's up here on rape charges and drug charges and beating people, and even suggesting that he might be involved in murder. Yeah, I would imagine that would happen all over the place. People disassociating, honey. Save the company. Where is Diddy now? While a federal case is likely mounting, Combs is apparently staying calm. Last month, he was spotted in Miami, biking from Star Island to Miami South Beach area. Okay. Somebody said they saw him in LA. That's all I ever heard of him being seen at all. I guess he's keeping a very low profile, ordering his food from outside and things. Of course, he'd be doing that anyway. and staying locked up in one of his mansions. He did make an awful lot of money. I mean, there are a lot of record producers out there and all that, but he had estates from coast to coast, big, huge mansions and stuff. You have to have staff to run those kind of things. So we don't know the whole story about his money, how much money he got from making. I mean, do record companies make as much money as they used to? Most people stream the music now, so all I can see is they make records just so people can tour. Are they ripping them off too? Does anyone know why Luenell went off on Al? I don't know what the conversation was, but yeah, that's up online. All she said was, "Did Star know that you was a homosexual?" Did Claudia feed her that too? Ask him, girl. Ask him. I can't ask him. Mm-hmm. Nothing to know about it. I don't know if they were in friendly conversation when she said that, but that happened just a few days before the roasting. So it seems like they're just falling apart over there. Now I saw that woman, Claudia, was on what's that girl's name? Messy B Spot or something. Messy somebody spot, right? That trans girl. She was on her channel explaining herself. Messy D Spot, I think it's called. Yeah. Claudia came on the show yesterday explaining herself and how much it hurts her when these people turn on her. And apparently they've really been turning, honey. The comments is eating her up. And she says it's painful. Mm. Well, it's part of the business, honey. You're going to be on here. People going to come after you. Going to say horrible things about you, you know. But you're going to have people who support you and people who don't like you, honey. Ask Miss Tasha K. Tasha K really believes there ain't no friends on YouTube because she done had a private dinner with the woman. They had lunch together, gossip together, and she comes back and tell everything they said at the table. So she really believes ain't no friends on YouTube. Mm-hmm. She stand on business. Diddy was at his daughter's graduation. Okay, Diddy was at his daughter's graduation. That's right. Bishop B. Who's Bishop B? Mm-hmm. Anyway, people, wonderful darlings. Thank y'all for coming in on today. We'll try to keep abreast of the current stories, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Later.